Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. Today we're going to add another episode to our series of the wide world of food. Now, we're making German goulash, or I'm only going to say this one time because I get mocked for screwing up non-English words. Rindergulasch. There you go. That's the last time I'm going to say it.
That's very wise.
I think I did all right.
Who knows?
I don't know. But anyway, German goulash. So, we got to get a few things prepped. I got some sweet onions here, and I got a couple bell peppers, and I need to get them diced. Now, I know it's probably overkill, but I'm just dying to bust out my new knife I got from Dalstrong. This is the Obliterator Cleaver.
Those words are not comforting to me.
Yeah, I know. Overkill's how we roll. So, let's take a look real quick. If you fall in love with this knife, there is a link down below in the description section, where, my friends, as always, all of the ingredients, their amounts, and the directions are down below in the description section. I got a box within a box. Oh no. I got boxes within a box. All right, I'm guessing this is the stand. Oh yeah, this knife's so epic, it needs a stand. That it is, my friends. Editor, who is me, cue the dramatic music. Oh yeah, this will chop some vegetables.
Sounds quite reasonable.
It's beautiful. All right, let's get to the prep. Onion, gonna dice it. Very nice, but you know what? My Dalstrong Japanese steak knife is going to do a lot better job on this, and it's going to be a lot less dangerous. But yeah, this is a beast. All right, now we're going to dice up our bell peppers. I got a red one, got an orange one, and we're going to mince up our garlic. Last thing we got to do is prepare our beef. I've got a beautiful boneless chuck steak here. We're just going to cut that into bite-sized pieces. All right, I'm going to finish dicing that up. All the rest of the magic happens over the stove, so we'll see you there once I'm ready. Alrighty, over here at the stove, I've got some olive oil, a couple, 3 tablespoons in there heating up. As soon as it starts to shimmer, we're going to add our chuck steak and get it browned. We're going to do this in batches so as not to crowd the pan, and that's what I'm doing for the next, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, because I got to do multiple batches. So we'll see you after that chuck is browned. Just finishing up browning the last batch of meat, so it comes out. In goes our onions. Gonna stir those around, make sure we scrape the bottom of the pan and get all the fond up. Those onions soaked up every ounce of those incredible juices from the meat. It's a beautiful thing. Now we'll add our garlic. And we're gonna cook this for 3 or 4 minutes until the onions are good and soft. Ah, the smell of onions and garlic. Love it. You want more of the Galley of the Sun? Oh, there's a lot more.
Give me more!
You can check out our Patreon page, get early releases and exclusive content. You can check out our Facebook page. All sorts of crazy stuff there.
Crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
Or if you're interested in what our staples are in our pantry or the kitchen equipment we use, it's all on our Amazon page. So give any one of them a shot, or all of them.
Do it.
Do it.
As we're waiting on those onions to soften, we're gonna do one more prep step. I've got 2 cups of beef broth here. Love the better than bouillon. It's what we use all the time. I'm gonna add a cup of a dry red wine to that. All right, I'm happy where my onions are. In goes the meat. And then it's seasoning time. Our salt and pepper goes in. Our sweet paprika. Our caraway seeds. Our marjoram. 1 bay leaf. That one's sort of dinky though. I'm going to put 2 in here. You do you. Now in a perfect world, this would be diced San Marzano tomatoes. But unfortunately I'm out. So it's Rotel. So a little bit of southwestern flair to our Rindergulasch. We'll get all that stirred together. I haven't forgot my bell peppers. They go in later. Now our beef broth and red wine mixture. And we're going to bring that to a boil. Then we're going to lower it down to a simmer. Then we're going to cover it for 1.5 hours until the next step. So we'll see you then. Our goulash has been simmering for 1.5 hours. Now it's time for the next step. So we remove the lid. Oh, and it's smelling and looking amazing. All right, now folks, let's talk about consistency. So if it's too thin for you, we can do something about that. But if you like where it is, if you're down with the thickness, ooh, ah, 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 ah.
Never do that again.
Then leave it alone. But I'd like mine a little thicker. So what I have in this bowl is a couple of tablespoons of water. To that, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of cornstarch. We'll get that all mixed up so we don't have to deal with lumps. I'm not going to sing the lump song. That previous was it.
It's a good plan.
And we're going to add this to our goulash. Now, if you still aren't happy with the consistency, you can keep repeating this. I recommend going 1 tablespoon water, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch at a time until you're happy. Unless you're a Jets fan, then you'll probably never be happy and you'll run out of cornstarch.
Brutal.
Sorry. Put the cover back on and let it go at least 30 minutes to get those peppers good and soft. Now for me, it's anywhere between 30 minutes to 1.5 hours until everybody's home from work. So I will check the consistency again when they get home before I'm ready to serve, and if I need to add more cornstarch and water, I'll do it. Easy day. We shall see you a little bit later. When that's done, I'm going to cook some egg noodles to serve it over, and yeah, we'll be ready for some judgment. So we'll see you then. All right, the goulash is done. I will tell you, once I got ready to serve it, I wanted it a little bit thicker, so I threw another 2 tablespoons of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of water in it. And it's looking good. Speaking of looking good, let's get the director in here for some judgment. A cleaver. It's called the obliterator. It's called the obliterator.
Yeah, we got enough knives. We didn't need this.
Okay. A fork is not the way. The director wishes to eat this. Alrighty, what do you think? Is it the best German goulash you've ever had?
Yeah, it is. Very good flavors. Goes well together.
All right, there you go. Hey, give this a try. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today, and until we see you next time, fair winds and following seas.
I don't know that I'd call it goulash, but yeah, it's good.
That's what the Germans call it. I followed the recipe. I took 2 different Rindergulasch recipes and mixed them together.